Mijares Núñez, and this paper is about the effects of a feedback didactic strategy and the development of writing skill and motivation. In the English teacher training course in Pinar, writing is considered a very important language skill and is recognized. However, would-be teachers show insufficient development of this skill, and teachers a lot of dissatisfaction with their writing performance and motivation. We search into the literature and identify feedback as a possible research solution to enhance the development of writing. It's important is being widely recognized by different authors. Hattie, for example, said that feedback is among the most powerful influences on how people learn. We have identified a gap in research, and it refers to the influence of feedback practices on learning effective factors, and also the need of describing better the process of giving feedback and particularly making emphasis on the guidelines that should be done to have effective feedback. Cuba, uh, this is not the exception. Um, Research is in this area is really poor, and in the case of the discipline didactics of foreign languages in the teacher training course, is feedback is just a part of a content, but not emphasized and certainly not trained as a skill. Going deeper into the literature, we got to uh, define some key research concepts. The case of the development of writing, we have identified a group of features that relate to the use of process-oriented cycle, the use of feedback strategies, mediation, using technology, the use of sample text and authentic tasks, and all of this in a process that uh, makes possible the unity of cognitive and affective and is learning centered and reflective. In the case of a writing skill, we have focused for this research on two micro level issues, content and organization. And in the case of language, we are only demanding intelligibility. Of motivation, we have identified four descriptors that will be um, revealed later and appear on the screen. Of effective school writing feedback, we have identified important features as non-judgmental, timely, comprehensible to the student, descriptive in nature and ongoing information, and all of these in reference to specific assessment criteria. And we added here um, two tools, not only checklist for the students and teachers, but also a matrix that allowed not only to describe the performance, but also the attitude during that performance. So we decided to explore the context, and we identify some strengths of a development of writing skill related to the integration of skills, the stimulation of writing outside of a classroom. The teachers really give corrective feedback, and their level of proficiency is really high. As areas for improvement, we have identified a group of elements related to the process of giving feedback, especially no checklists or guidelines to promote self-regulation were given, and there was a limitation in the use of technology to increase intensity of a student-teacher interaction. We had a clear contradiction here between the need of maximizing the use of effective feedback to favor the development of writing, and the reality of an insufficient use of feedback, which does not certainly favor the development of writing in this English course of teachers to be in Pinar. The research question formulated was, what are the effects of effective feedback on the development of these two variables, writing language skill and motivation for writing? In the case of a research objective, we have the need of valuing the effects of implementation of this research solution design on the two variables that we have chosen. The feedback didactic strategy, being the solution given in this research, was defined as an action plan, comprises a system of stages, each with an objective and procedures, and all of this to maximize the use of an effective feedback. The objective of the didactic strategy was to transform the process of development of writing in English as um, a process that is two-dimensional. Now we are going to describe briefly the feedback didactic strategy. We had the three stages. In the case of the first one, it's called planning. And here the objective was to make sure that the students and teachers know where they are going. That means that we have to align objectives with the CFR and identify the can-dos. We identify three can-dos or tasks, telling stories or making stories, writing, um, following guidelines or guiding points, and writing paragraphs to contribute to a discussion in which some information was given, an opinion was given, and they had to express their opinion and add some arguments different from the ones given in the text. We had to also, another procedure is that we had to adapt or select checklists, mainly for students to know what was expected from them in content, organization, and language. And also teachers design a feedback matrix focused on attitude of students during the process and content and organization macro level issues. Finally, as assessment for learning, we shared these two tools, the matrix and the checklist, with the students to turn it into user friendly, and the students express their comprehensibility of all the descriptors. In the case of a stage two, called the classroom writing process, the objective was to favor self-regulation, and the procedures, well, task preparation, drafting, revising, and redrafting. The task preparation was like a pre-task in which teachers elicited important information in relation to language and also content. Then the task was given, and students received support, linguistic support, every time they needed or asked for. Also, teachers with their metrics were able to record and give feedback to the students to finally take photos of their drafts and lead a group conference trying to sum up some of the irregularities they have found up to here. Revising refer to self-assessment and peer assessment. And just in the middle, teachers share some sample text for analysis. These sample texts were good examples of answers provided by some of the students. And the main purpose was not that it was perfect, but just how to make it better. And together in a whole class arrangement, that was the activity. Finally, in the redrafting, they wrote their second drafts, and the teachers, while they're doing that, using the matrix, provides feedback. This time to express or focus on expressing or giving them uh, feedback on their progress, like a comparison of first and second drafts. Also, in this time, teachers took photos of their drafts and reflection logs in which the students were able to write all that they had learned during the whole process. In the stage three, called tech mediated writing, we have as objective to stimulate, to promote genuine communication, teacher-student genuine communication, and this was achieved by first diagnosis, that is, teachers completed their matrix and revised and edited the second drafts. Finally, and then they provided this uh, suggestions and fit for comments uh, on on the WhatsApp platform to finally give a students individually an exemplar text produced by the teacher in a task similar to the one accomplished in class. And this was used as a springboard to stimulate meaningful and genuine communication and interaction in this platform between teacher and students. This was something that worked, and it was something that really proved that the strategy was effective because the students show themselves very interested and uh, decided to make efforts to learn. Qualitative methods design uh, that we apply, we um, taught to students for 14 hours, and the effects that we value in the case of motivation refer to these four descriptors, and these were really the the changes that we observe. Case, well, we are going to refer to that next. In the methods, we also use the matrix as a tool. We had three descriptors for content and three for organization. The results uh, were uh, really the product of in-class observation of the students' attitude and writing skill performance using the matrix, and a document analysis of, well, in this case, documents like reflection logs, the multiple drafts, including the extensive teacher or tech-mediated text production. The students' population, 62 teachers to be, and in four classes. We selected class number 4, 18 teachers to be, and the sampling was in the case of motivation, the four elements, the four descriptors experience a positive influence, and the results can be said to be highly positive. Um, the only problem was in the use of dictionaries. They continue to use a dictionary, but teachers feel that they are very enthusiastic and they have changed the attitude to make more effort. Case of writing ability, content was a problem, let's say, because it was easy for them to complete answers and to follow the guiding points, but evidence of thinking and interesting ideas was really very inconsistent. In the case of organization, they really progress faster, and we are really happy with the results. As conclusions, we can say that the qualitative study carried out reveal highly positive effects on the implementation of a didactic strategy, having as a center the feedback on the development of both variables, writing language skill and motivation for writing, faster progress experiencing motivation, and slower changes in content descriptors. We feel that there are uh, Sample number and mortality are the main limitations, as well as training duration. And further studies could be implementing a quasi-experimental design to proofread the positive impact of feedback of this feedback didactic strategy on motivation, writing skill, and also self-regulation processes. Thank you for listening.